my name is Dika O'Real. I'm a tattoo artist and owner of Tattoo Studio 58. In this video, I'll show you how I prepared this design and how I tattooed it on my client. I also have stencil that also will be discussed in the video. Usually sleeves are designed starting from the shoulder going downwards, but in this case you will see that the sleeve I started actually from the forearm, and there is the reason for it. Client actually had a horrible scar on his forearm that he really asked me to cover first before continue to the rest of the sleeve.
For my reference, I often look for images on Pinterest or on Google. Here I was looking for an angry looking wolf, and as you can see I found lots of wolves out there, but in my head I had in mind this stood up wolf. I didn't like this one and I like this one, saved it, and as you can see I'm using this in Photoshop. And few layers I have to give it a little bit of depth. I found the same way some woods and on foreground I found the same way on Pinterest leaves. So my client understands better how it's gonna look. I am adding a little bit of shading around it so it doesn't look so square. On the foreground, I'm using these leaves that I really liked. In the course, I'll be discussing more in depth how I'm choosing imagery for my designs, how I talk to my clients, how we together do brainstorming, and what are the keywords I'm looking for on Instagram when I'm looking for good quality images. I use strategy for everything. I found a way how to using strategy not only in tattoo techniques but also how to work with my clients and how to look for imagery to achieve the best and fastest results. I already opened the skin and here I'm doing shading. Here you can see that I'm blending in with the old tattoo. You can just see a little bit of wolf pup nose sticking out. And I decided I will blend it in first so there is no strange surprises at the end when I'm trying to blend two tattoos, old and new, and the background shading don't match. Working in the face, I always use small magnum and very often I'm using liner as well. Before applying stencil, always check if you're happy with details on your stencil. Never listen to artists that say you have to do the minimum of stenciling lines or a lot. You have to do stencil the way you believe is right for you. When you turn around design and you look at the stenciled lines and you're happy, you understand everything, where is darker parts, where is the small details or structure of the hair, or whether it's on a human or on the wolf. If you're happy with that, go for it. If you're not sure, if you'll understand it when you'll be tattooing, then add a little bit more. It's crucial. It's like if you're going to a new place, the hiking without a map, you most likely is going to be lost. So it's important to make mental notes before you go into the journey of tattooing.
At the end of the video you will see another piece. It's two little wolf cubs that's healed on this side of his arm, And on the forearm, my client has fresh tattoo that I've designed.
As you can see, I'm using liner here to add small details to make sure I don't lose them, and I can always sharpen up some edges around the wolf as well with the liner. With the liner, just like with the magnum needles, I use water, and I also use different grey wash, from really light to really dark, and up to 100% of black ink. Tattooing is very much like drawing with a pencil. You can use 2 or 3 types of pencils to achieve good shading, to achieve the good contrast and volume in the object that you're working on. I personally try not to overwork one part. As you can see, I worked on the background and it's not finished, and I also worked on the face. Why I do it? Because I let my eyes and my brain rest from the place where I already worked, because if I concentrate too much on one place and dismiss how it looks against other things to achieve the best contrast, I probably will find that it's either too dark or too detailed. And say if I worked on trees on background first and made them perfect, then if I worked on wolf's face, I would realize that it's impossible to make wolf's face head to stand out, because there is just too big contrast, too many sharp details in the trees. So everyone find their own perfect way of tattooing, especially in realism. It's not as straightforward as old school tattooing. Ideally, of course, you would want to finish one place and then go to next one, but in reality it just really rarely when it happens that way. Quite often tattoo artist would go back to one of the parts of the tattoo where he or she started before and perfect it. As you can tell, you can see there is still some stencil on the skin, even though I worked on this tattoo for a few hours now. And you can also see the green lines. It's from the Sharpie, from the markers. I will suggest you to use good stuff, of course. If you don't know what to buy, which stencil paper is the best, you can find it in the description under this video. I only suggest the best stuff I believe. The stuff I believe is actually working really well for myself and will work for you. Yeah, good stencil stuff and good stenciling paper will last. It will stay for a while on the skin, even if you will be washing it with a soapy water and even shading on top of it, you still will see some of the stencil. When it comes to stenciling, it's definitely up to the quality of the materials you're using, how good it's gonna stay.
We are there to like obviously help them. Some of them do their shoulder skivvies and that. They're like nothing. I treat it like shit, some people, but they're too lot of people do the ones like they just go on top, but and they put it together, like, you know, it's better to go just get on the table. I've not heard before doing my job.
I was adding more details, more hair to give it more depth and to make it more looking more interesting.
This tattoo will be in my online tattoo course. If I have my online tattoo course ready, it will be in the description of this video below with a link. If not, you just have to wait a little bit longer and I'm sure it will be out in no time. Of course, there are plenty more videos to come out here on my channel. In each video, I'll be sharing with you something unique, something you can learn from.
So this is the old tattoo. This is 100% healed. This is about a year, half a year old tattoo with the wolf puppies. And this is the fresh one. I've adjusted the settings so the tattoo doesn't look too red. And you can see how it looks black and gray and blends into the old tattoo.
Another video that you might find very useful is called Better Shading Technique, and you can find it in my video. If you found this video helpful, please press a like button. This will help my channel to grow. And if you have any questions to myself about the process of tattoo I've done in this video, or how I designed it, or anything else regarding this video, you're more than welcome to ask me and I will help and answer back.